Welcome back, student. So, in last lecture, we had been discussing about semantic nets, that is weak slots and filler structures. We had seen several examples how semantic net can be drawn, and we have seen that semantic net is the graphical representation of knowledge base where we can clearly show the relationship between different entities, their attributes, and the values of the attributes. As we have discussed semantic net in detail, let us see few of example once again, and then we'll be discussing about the frames also over here. So we have seen such an example. One of such an example is drawn over here also about semantic net. So what we are doing in semantic net is for each and every entity and the attribute value, we will be drawing a block, and for each and every attribute we'll be having an arrow. So over here we can say is a hierarchy is drawn over here, like German Shepherd is a dog, Poodle is a dog, cat is a pet, pet is is an animal, animal is a living thing, and so on. So this is also one of kind of semantic net. Okay, moving ahead, we can see over here one another example of semantic net where we are specifying the different parts of the dog, and again we are using is part property for explaining this semantic net, like mouth is a part of head, head is a part of dog. So this is also semantic net showing the hierarchy. Now, the example we have seen earlier, John gave lecture W6 to his students. It is something like John gave book to Mary. But over here, instead of book, we are having lecture. So what we are going to do over here, like we discussed in last lecture, that giving lecture is an event. So we have to create a specific node for event. So event 106. Now what is event 106? It is nothing but giving. So event 106 is instance of give. Now, who is giving? The agent is John, and who is getting the advantage? Beneficiary student. Now, what is object which is being given? So, object over here is W6, and W6 is nothing but instance of lecture. So, this is what we had discussed in last lecture. These kind of examples are asked many a times in GTU question paper, and we have even discussed this in detail. Let us take one more example of semantic net. This is something what we had discussed earlier when we had discussing knowledge base in detail. Like for the baseball player, it is like three finger brown. The team is Chicago Cubs. PV is the team is Brooklyn Dodger. PV is the instance of fielder, and fielder is a baseball player. So you can see over here every block represents either the entity or the attribute value, like 178, 194, or right. And on the arrow, what you are having is called attributes. So this is what we had discussed in detail. This is also one of the example of semantic net. Okay. Once again, what is use of semantic net over here? If you ask a question like what is the relation between Chicago Cubs and Brooklyn Dodger, then we can observe over here Chicago Club and Brooklyn Dodger both are overall baseball players. Okay, so that is how by intersection we can identify that they are the nothing but the team of baseball players. Now inheritance and default. So from the semantic net, we can even identify the hierarchy and hence inheritance also. So property inheritance algorithm can also be used. We can have multiple inheritance also, as we can see in this example that also there can be ambiguity because of the multiple inheritance, as we can see in example like the ostrich is the bird, pet bird is also a bird, Oliver is ostrich, Oliver is a pet bird. Ostrich cannot fly, birds can fly. And now if there will be question like can Oliver fly, then the question will be ambiguous because Oliver is a pet bird and pet bird is a bird. So according to that logic, bird should fly, but then Oliver is ostrich and ostrich don't fly. So semantic net many a times if multiple or mixed hybrid inheritance is used may create ambiguity also. I'm going in discussing this in a bit speed because this is what we have discussed earlier in detail. So now we are going, what is important that we are going to discuss today is the relationship between semantic nets and frames. So the idea of semantic network started out as a natural way to represent labeled connection between entities. But as the representations are expected to support increasingly large range of problems solving tasks, the representation scheme necessarily becomes increasingly complex. In particular, it becomes necessary to assign more structure to nodes as well as to links. For example, in many cases, we need node labels that can be computed rather than being fixed in advance. It is natural to use database idea to keep track of everything, and the nodes and their relations begin to look more like frames. So what we are going to discuss in this lecture in detail is frame, semantic net and partition semantic net is something we have discussed in detail in the previous two lectures. Okay. So our purpose for our purpose, we shall use the particle distinction that semantic network look like. So what we are going to do is we are going to divide our semantic network into frames. So let us understand what is a frame. A frame consists of selection of slots which can be filled by values or procedures for calculating values or pointers to other frames. So frame is collection of slots. What is frame? Frame is collection of slot. So over here you can say this hotel room is one of the frame, hotel chair is one of the frame, and the different parts over here you can observe they are called slots. Every slot has its own filters also. These filters are nothing but values. So how we are going to, what is actually a frame? Frame is when you are describing an entity. For example, hotel room, that can be described as hotel room is a room, location hotel, contains hotel chair, hotel bed, hotel phone. Now see, this contains, itself contains a separate frame, that is hotel chair. So how hotel chair frame is going to be described? Is a chair, location is hotel room, height is 20-40 centimeter, legs 4, comfortable, yes, use for sitting. So over here you can see a frame is collection of slots and it can contain frame also. So what is a slot? Slot is nothing but attribute, a combination of attribute and its value. Attribute and its values. The values of the attribute is also called filters, as we will see ahead. Okay, so what we can do over here is the frames, the semantic net can be subdivided into frames for detailed representation, so we can identify attributes and its values. The simplest type of frame is just data structure with similar properties and possibility for knowledge representation, a semantic network with the simple idea of inheritance and default value. Frames becomes much more powerful when their slots can also contain instructions for computing things for information in other slots. The original idea of frame was due to Minsky, who defined them as data structures for representing stereotyped situations. The type of frames are now generally referred as scripts. So scripts are the frames which also contains procedures for manipulating the data it contains. Attached to each frame will be the several kind of information. Some information can be about how to use frame. So apart from attribute and its value, we can also have procedures that is going to manipulate the frames. Some can be about what we can expect to happen next, or what one do next. Some can be about what do if our expectations are not confirmed. Then when one encounters a new situation, one can select from memory an appropriate frame, and this can be adapted to fit in reality by changing particular details as necessary. So how we can convert a frame to a semantic net to frame? So over here we have a semantic net of baseball player. So baseball player, it is subdivided in pitcher, fielder. Pitcher is 3-finger brown, fielder as PV Rees, and their attributes and attribute values as described over here. So we can see we have devised over here one frame as baseball player. So the name of the frame over here is baseball player, and the slots it contains is a adult male, batting average .252, bats equal to 100, team. Similarly, fielder is a baseball player, batting average .262. And the next frame is PV, Rays instance baseball player, team Brooklyn Dodger. So you can observe each and every entity you have over here, whether it is a baseball player, whether it is pitcher, whether it is fielder, whether it is 3-finger brown, PV Rays, Brooklyn Dodger, Chicago Club, you can describe them as separate frames. So what a frame will contain? It will contain all its attributes and the attribute values. So they are called filters as well. So frame is nothing but collection of slots. Okay, so set theory as a basis for frame system, the relationship between real world instances, the representation of instances, and the representation of sets, classes for instances. Over here, it provides the basis for frame system. Okay, so slots are nothing but full-fledged objects. We have seen the frame-based representation can be made much more powerful by allowing slot feelers to become more than simply values. This includes being frames in their own right with a full range of hierarchical arrangements, inheritance. The main feeler properties we generally want to represent are detail about whether the slot is single or multi-valued, constraint on the range of values or type of values, simple default value for the attribute, rules for inheriting value for the attribute, rules for computing values separately from inheritance, and classes frames to which it can be attached inverse attributes. So basically frames are nothing but set of slots, and slots will contain the feelers. So this is all what we have discussed in today's lecture. So what is basically a frame? If it is asked in the question that explain frames, what you have to do, design a semantic net and divide that semantic net into different frames, and also explain that every frame is a collection of different slots. Slots will contain attribute and its value, and that is also called feelers. So that's all that we had to discuss today. So with this, we have finished the unit of weak slots and feeler structures, where we have described semantic nets, simple semantic nets, partition semantic nets, and frames as well. So what is a script with the frames? In frames, we can have slots as well as scripts. What is a script? Script is nothing but procedure that tells us what to do next or what to do in certain situation. That procedure, if it is included inside a frame, then it is called script. So every frame can have either slots, that is attribute and value combination, or it can have script as well. So that's all for today. We'll be discussing strong slot and feeler structure in coming lecture. Keep watching, stay healthy and happy. Take care of yourself, and please solve the examples that we have discussed. And if you have any query or doubt, reach by whatever mode you are comfortable with. Thank you.